you're going to want a horizontal line all the way across for your horizon. Where the sky meets the ground. This will center or give Chichen Itza a ground plane to sit upon. Why don't we put a dot up here in the middle of our paper? We're using landscape format. Let's put a dot up here in the middle of our paper near the top. So that way we have some sort of, you know, measuring point to work off from here, okay? Yeah, let's just drop it down by 1/2 inch. There we go. Okay. I want you to make an obtuse angle. Okay, so we're going to create this line right here to your stairwell off of these points. About 1 inch or 2 off your paper is where your vanishing point is going to be, okay? You see, look. Maybe 1/2 inch. So 1/2 inch away from your paper, right here, you're going to create a diagonal line. Now, since some of you are using digital media, I will help you out here by saying that you is probably going to have a ruler on there. You're going to want 3/4 of an inch in space. Actually, let's make another little parallel line here for this white part, right? And then move 3/4 of an inch away from your second line before you make your additional stroke. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so now we're going to measure 3/4 of an inch away from here, but we're going to kind of scoot boop, 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 up along this diagonal line that we have here. So we have 3/4 of an inch. Boop. And we're going to try to keep it as similar to a slant as possible to our original set of lines. That makes sense. Yes, I know we're missing the triangular part here, the zigzags. We're going to add that at the end. That's a piece of cake. Okay? So repeat what you did here over here. 3/4 of an inch away from line number 2. This line needs to be extended just a hair's breadth and gradually flattened. So adjust your line here. You notice, see? It's not really that big of an angle. So adjust your line and extend it out by 1/4 of an inch from your parallel rail here. So extend it out by 1/4 of an inch. So I kind of had it drawn a little off. So I need to adjust a little bit, okay? These are your stairwells. Let's add them in using a series of horizontal strokes. It's almost like a parallel line, but it does have a little bit of a tilt. You see it? It's kind of like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Wow. This is your edge here, the corner piece. That's why I wanted you to extend it out, because you needed this edge piece. Draw it very lightly. This is going to tell you when to switch your line over into an angle here in a second. But let's first get our staircases in, okay? almost half an inch from your diagonal here, your slight diagonal, almost half an inch away, you're going to have the start of staircase number 2. See it? It's right here. And staircase number 2 is facing away from you, so it's going to appear a little bit smaller than staircase number 1, okay? So just bear with me. Staircase number 2 is half an inch, actually a little less than half an inch big, and staircase number 1 is 3/4 of an inch in width. So this is going to be about a little less than half an inch in width here. So if you need your ruler, go ahead and use it. And remember, these are slight diagonals. So we might have to fix our top here. And that's okay. It's okay. We're making our parallel line set, remember? You betcha. Add that staircase. Beep, 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 beep. Cheryl, you have, it's probably 1/4 of an inch in difference between each ledge here. You see that? Cheryl, let's use our ruler. But you're making these little marks here to kind of keep you on the straight and narrow, right? 1 inch out from your base here, you're going to make a tick mark. That's going to tell you where your shadow, you know how there's like a little zigzag here that goes up? That's where your zigzag begins. Give me a thumbs up for number 1 when you got your markers in and your shadow marked out on this side of your paper. So, these, see how they start going up, almost kind of like the clock. This is where that second perspective comes into play. Now, 2-point perspective is 2 dots, 2 vanishing points, okay? So a lot of people, what they like to do is they like to kind of place their paper or place a piece of paper off on the end here so they can extend their horizon line out past the paper to figure out where they're going. And that cool little nifty trick that I kind of plan on showing you via YouTube, it actually teaches you how to use a paper clip and, what do you call it, a rubber band to get these measurements. So these are very odd measurements. So what I'm doing is I'm slanting my ruler to a point where it starts to cross over the vanishing point. The vanishing point's over here somewhere. So why don't we just play it like a clock? So it's not as dramatic of a dip. Does that make sense? Your vanishing point's like over here somewhere. And you're going to do that to each side. Feel free to cross over. Just a little bit, because this line is also going to line up with those, remember the zigzags, the corners right here? It's going to line up with that too. Each of these has a little ledge, a little lip. give each line you've created a secondary friend. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side, except we're going to do a mirror vision of it. It's like algebra. I guess we should probably have these probably be a little more slanted, huh? Don't make everything look like it's coming together. So right now it kind of looks like there's like a bend in our staircase. How about that? Does that look better? The reason we extended this off out to the side is because you're just going to finish it with a slight diagonal. You're going to stagger your lines. They're going to be kind of like really awkward, weird triangles, right? Some of my angles are a little off, but like I said, if you're using a digital technique here, that's going to help you have more control over your lines. I do not have a digital piece, so mine is looking a little wonky. I'm going to do the same thing to this side. Meow. I'm going to do to the other side. Meow. Meow. And zig, zag, zig, zag. And let's kind of make a guideline for our shadow, right? And we're going to do a cutout, very skinny cutout of the shadow here. But we're going to erase that diagonal line now that we have our zigzag pattern in here. We're just using that diagonal line to help us make sure that we were getting the right pattern or the right setup. Now that we have our shadow, this is our shadow here. We're going to shade it in. We're going to add 2 layers of shade here. It's weird because this is in the opposite direction. It's the mirror. It's the mirror of, see, that's way too thick. It's the mirror of the left-hand side. It's throwing me off. Shade it in. 2 layers. Shade these in. Shade these in. Add 1 layer of shadow. Skip over your little lips that you put into your step here. You want to keep those steps visible. You might have to go through and alternate between the 2. But you're going to move all the way down. We're smoothing this out. These are really soft shades. There's not really that much texture in them. So we're smoothing it out. Same thing with this shadow here. We're smoothing it out. We're smudging out all of that texture. And then you do the same thing that you did here to that side. that's it.